Okay, so let's try this again. The first time the microphone wasn't on, so we will start off right where we left off. 3909 with QAnon. Democrats are determined to undermine election integrity protections using COVID-19 as a prop. Read in order. I'll let y'all go in and look at that, but we will look at number 3. Donald J. Trump. Republicans should fight very hard when it comes to statewide mail-in voting. Democrats are clamoring for it. Tremendous potential for voter fraud, and for whatever reason, doesn't work out well for Republicans. Why did WHO make several strong recommendations not to impose a travel ban? Why did Select D governments ban the use of, I'm just going to call it H because I don't know how to say that, key? Why does fake news push anti-H fear tactics regarding use? Why was impeachment pushed through House fast? Did they count on ours blocking new witnesses? Time sensitive. Why? When did Biden become the front runner? Why was this critically important? What happened directly after? Who benefits the most? Everything at stake. When everything else failed, do you attempt to cheat? Welcome to the People's Republic of China Party. The silent war continues. 6+ Q. 3910. John Durham, the last trusted prosecutor in Washington. John is a dedicated prosecutor who sees things in absolute terms. So, this article is just talking about, these two articles are talking about John Durham's probe into what's going on. 3911. They will stop at nothing to regain power. Have you ever witnessed the media, Hollywood, D-Party, fool, leaders, media, push so much hatred towards a sitting U.S. president? Why are division tactics necessary? Coordinated, defined propaganda, infiltration instead of invasion. They will stop at nothing to regain power. Q. 3912. Read and discern for yourself. Q. 3913. COVID-19 mass hysteria is being pumped to help D's gain support for changing voting methods. Let's check this tweet out. Shocking. Dr. Scott Jensen said that he received a 7-page doc from MN Health to fill out death certificates with a diagnosis of COVID-19, whether the person actually died from COVID-19 or not.
You just said, I think is critically important. Can you repeat what you just said, please?
Well, last Friday, I received a 7-page document that sort of told me that if I had an 86-year-old patient that had pneumonia but was never tested for COVID-19, but sometime after she came down with pneumonia, we learned that she had been exposed to her son who had no symptoms, but later on was identified with COVID-19, that it would be appropriate to diagnose on the death certificate COVID-19. Now, we've not done that. If someone has the pneumonia after and it's in the middle of a flu epidemic, and I don't have a test on influenza, I don't diagnose influenza on the death certificate. I will say this elderly patient died of pneumonia.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but my heart is sinking right now as you're telling me this. You're a doctor. Why in the world would they be sending you out information to fill out death certificates, whether the person's been diagnosed with COVID-19 or not, but then to say in the death certificate this person's death was caused by COVID-19? That does not sound right to me.
I went to the person in our office who does most of the death certificates over the last 10, 20 years, and I said, does this sound right? I had her look at the documents that I printed off, and she said, well, we've always been told that you always put down just facts. You don't put down any probabilities. You don't put any presumptions down. It's just what you know. And so this is concerning. And it actually gets to your point, Chris. When we start talking about the data that goes into the modeling, we have to ask ourselves a question. Are we being forthright? Are we sharing with the public? Minnesota, North Dakota, we don't need to be having it sugar-coated. We want to know what's going into your modeling.
So with that being said, why would they want to skew the number of deaths due to COVID-19?
Well, fear is a great way to control people. And I worry about that. I worry that sometimes we're so darn interested in just jazzing up the fear factor.
The world will soon understand. Armor of God 3914. Finally, be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his might. Put on the full armor of God so that you will be able to stand firm against the schemes of the devil. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the powers, against the world forces of this darkness, against the spiritual forces of wickedness in the heavenly realm. 3915. Pelosi delivered impeachment article same day as first U.S. COVID-19 case. Imagine that. Why was it fast-tracked in the House? Why did Pelosi hold until January 15th? What was the release marker? Public time to negotiate Senate witness process. What if impeachment was meant to fail? What if impeachment was meant to distract from overseas developments? What did all U.S. media focus on during impeachment process? How do you term POTUS rallies? How do you term POTUS economic gains? POTUS unemployment gains? POTUS China trade negotiations? How do you term Biden debates? How do you term Biden public appearances? How do you term Biden live interviews? How do you term Biden, Ukraine, China, MSM coverage? How do you change the narrative? Who benefits the most? How do you alter POTUS Biden P debates to structure? How do you hold hostage public aid in exchange for national ballot harvesting law adopt? How do you appease radical left knowing Sanders dropout coming? Hold hostage public aid in exchange for Green New Deal? The truth will shock the world. Regain power by any means necessary. Q. This is Henry Kissinger's The Plan to Install a World Government Through Fear. The silent war continues. Human cannibalism and spirit cooking. Out of order, insert important. This first link is deleted or suspended from Twitter. Did you think spirit cooking was just pretend? Whenever a taboo is broken, something good happens, something vitalizing. Home cuisine events. Specializing in the preparation of human meat, Cannibal Club brings the cutting edge of experimental cuisine to the refined palates of LA's cultural elite. Our master chefs hail from around the world for the opportunity to practice their craft free of compromise and unbounded by convention. Where are these chefs now? The mainstream media and Democrats are the enemy of the people. Difficult to imagine media, D Party attempting to squash all hope of a cure. Difficult to imagine media, D Party want the public to remain in fear regarding COVID-19 up until the election. Difficult to imagine media, D Party willing to sacrifice lives in order to regain power. Enemy of the people. Difficult truths will soon see the light of day. Q. The link is A.G. William Barr. Disappointing bipartisan attacks levied at President Trump, says media on a jihad against hydrochloroquine. I think that's how you say it. H. How they hide their evil. 3919. How do you hide the truth? Example, create a website and label it fake. How do you hide the truth? Create a public trend regarding term conspiracy to humiliate, typecast as mental, crazy, loony, anyone who opposes the narrative. How do you hide the truth? Control majority of media to project echo a controlled message regarding a desired topic. Q. Were state actors caught trying to blackmail people in power? What happens when state actors' assets are removed? How does a state actor gain leverage over a person in power? Regarding blackmail, define traitor. Data exchanges can be very dangerous. Q. Yeah, his name was Seth Rich. FISA indictments equals start. 3921. FISA indictments equals start. Bill Barr's interview with Laura Ingraham. Let's check this out.
To be frustrated because I think what happened to him was one of the greatest travesties in American history. Without any basis, they started this investigation of his campaign, and even more concerning, actually, is what happened after the campaign, a whole pattern of events while he was president. To sabotage the presidency, and I think that, or at least had the effect of sabotaging the presidency.
More with Attorney General Barr tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Don't miss it. That's all the
To be frustrated because I think what happened to him was one of the greatest
travesties. Compare and contrast. Dates are important. Hunters become the hunted. Patriots in control. 3923. 3924. Obama's half-brother Malik Obama follows Q. Where we go one, we go all. Patriots stand at the ready. Shills one. The Democrats and crooked Hillary paid for and provided a fake dossier with phony information gotten from foreign sources, pushed it to the corrupt media and dirty cops, and have now been caught. They spied on my campaign, then tried to cover it up, just like Watergate. But bigger. Way bigger. The truth is right in front of you. Q. CBS News caught broadcasting fake hospital footage second time. 3926. These people are sick. 3927. Q Patriot from Rwanda. Let's check this out.
From Rwanda, where we go one, we go all.
We are united in this fight. Where we go one, we go all. Together we will win. We're going to have to translate that tweet because I have no idea what this is. Q theory and conspiracy theories in the United States. What is QAnon? It is an unknown entity. No one knows who they are or why they are spreading their ideas, but it is known about them that they are users of 4chan. Their goal is to warn of the grand conspiracy. The world is at war with a hidden enemy. We will win. (3929) Patriots, be cautious in your interpretations of info posted. False expectations and push based on speculation will only weaponize those who attack us. Why does MSM expend resources daily attempting to discredit? Do you provide the playbook to the enemy with specific dates? Logical thinking. FISA indictments equals start. Future proves past. Events unlocked. Think CEO departure. Think FBI departure. Think DOJ, State, White House, DIA, Pentagon, Senate, House. AMB, I forget what that is. IG, think judge install. Think Supreme Court install. Think White House install. Think FBI install. Think CIA install. Think DOJ install. Think U.S. Attorney install. Game theory. If you look, you can see. Q. Happy Good Friday. Let's see what this is. During America's crisis, Biden protected China's feelings. Democrats hate America. Evil has been allowed to flourish through all parts of our society. Let's work with what we have. The credibility of our institutions, constitutional law that governs our great land, our republic, and our ability to regain the trust and faith of the American people all depend on our ability to restore equal justice under the law by prosecuting those responsible. Blind justice. Treasonous acts, sedition against the Republic, the people of the United States, start, lead in, infiltration, rogue at the highest levels of our government, media, corps, etc. Planned and coordinated, DF. This is not about politics. Something far more sinister, evil, has been allowed to flourish through all parts of our society. It has been protected and safeguarded. It has been camouflaged to appear as trusted. It has been projected, normalized by stars. Classified 1 through 99. One must only look to see. Symbolism will be their downfall. This is not another 4-year election. Be on your guard. Stand firm in the faith. Be courageous. Be strong. You are not alone. We stand together. Q. Technofog. Declassification of IG report footnotes. Crossfire Hurricane Team had multiple reports disputing many materials claiming of stealing his dossier and warning of disinformation. The public will learn the truth. The media will attempt to spin as a partisan attack. The House will push for Barr removal. The House will open investigations into Barr Durham, lack of confidence. Full disclosure, declass provides truth. Foreign corroboration provides truth. What happens when corp media knowingly pushes false propaganda information? What happens when corp media can no longer be trusted? The silent war continues. Q. Multiple D.C. grand jury subpoenas have been issued on behalf of U.S. Attorney John Durham. (3934) Indictment tracking placeholders. Placeholder indictments tracking non-civilian. Set 1, 1 through 6. Placeholder indictment tracking. Placeholder acts of treason plus support articles. Placeholder foreign acts public. Placeholder FISA public. That's at 6 plus. And we are all caught up. Let's check out some tweets. This is an interesting dig. Tom Fenton. I won't snitch on you, fellow Americans. If you go to church, take your child to the playground, show your unmasked face in public, buy a non-essential item, go for a drive just because, or try to work to feed your family. George Papadopoulos, where's Joseph Misfit? Tom Cotton responds to the body bags threat by the director of The Who. We have nothing else to do but take notes of all the people acting crazy. Interesting to watch. Thomas Paine, I could give two shits about what the Senate, Congress, or Barr says about FBI spying and FISA. If you had any balls, there would already be indictments. Until then, you're all full of shit and playing a game against the American public. Do your jobs, or STFU, and count your silver. Obama knew, Clinton knew, Biden knew, Comey knew, Brennan knew, McCabe knew, Stroh knew, Clapper knew, Rosenstein knew, FBI knew, DOJ knew, CIA knew, State knew. They all knew. Let's listen to John Solomon.
Received subpoenas. I know of some witnesses that have appeared before the grand jury. And again, I think it's very foundational. They're building a very, as the Attorney General said, it takes time, right? They're building.
Where is this taking place? In D.C. or in the Boston area?
D.C. is my understanding. Yep.
Okay.
At least the grand jury subpoenas that I've heard from people were in the D.C. area. But there could be multiple places where this is going on. But the one I'm most familiar with were some grand jury subpoenas that came out of the D.C. area. They've got to build this case methodically, and they have a good starting point. We know there was a crime clearly identified in the IG's report. A FBI lawyer changed the document to deceive the court. They literally fraudulently changed the document to deceive the court. That's a crime. I believe they will start there, and then they will wind back. Why did that person do that? And who else was involved, and who instructed that, and what other intentional acts did we learn about that occurred in the same manner?
What about all the people that signed the FISA applications knowing that the top of a FISA application says verified and none of it was verified? What about the people who put their signature on it like James Comey?
And Andrew McCabe and Rod Rosenstein. Every time you played that Rod Rosenstein clip on your show, you're reminded, oh, we did this right. Those guys lied to us when they said that they did nothing right. Nothing about this was right. And last week, what did we learn? 29 FISAs reviewed, all of them wrong. The FBI has not been following the law for a long time on this, and there has to be a reckoning. I don't believe that those people will be prosecuted for signing the documents. Now, there may be other questions, right? False testimony is an area that I believe Durham has been focusing on based on the grand jury subpoenas and questions that I've heard. It's possible that some of the people who gave false representations to Congress could get prosecuted for those false representations. So that's an area I'd keep an eye on.
What about guys?
Wow. Washington Post reporter found dead in an apartment. Fauci was caught leaking. This is never ending. Please be aware of political intel operatives undermining our efforts to protect and free my son Julian by falsely stating he's safe. He's already in the U.S. He'll be safe in the U.S. Just trust the plan. He'll be safe. None of this could be further from the truth. That's it for today. Peace.